All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier, just talking about the get-back coach, which is a new distinction. Sean McVay, if you didn't see, has a coach. He's called a coach who is responsible for him not going out on the field. So every time he feels that Coach McVay is headed to the field, he pulls him back. He gets him back so he doesn't get penalized. So they have those kinds of coaches. The Steelers need someone in the press box who can help Mike Tomlin with replay reviews, though, don't you think? Or
there's a lot of money in sports, Bob.
That's amazing.
The Yankees last week hired a director of environmental services.
And what does that do?
I don't know what he does. He's Dr. Alan Hershkowitz. He's the Yankees director of environmental services.
Okay. Well, nothing surprises me anymore, Gene. So let's go to Dave and Butler. Dave, what you got for us tonight?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, we're having fun, Dave. Thanks.
Good. Regarding Rickie Fowler, the reason for the penalty happened to be, yes, if the ball was on the green and it moved, he would still have green to play it. Mm-hmm. But the problem was is that the ball fell into the hazard, into the water. Now, if Rickie had decided he wanted to not take a penalty, he could have played it out of the water.
Well, he's not going to do that. He's already frittered away a big part of his lead. But I just don't think that's fair that the ball, he's not anywhere near it. He didn't do anything, and it starts moving backwards. It could have been wind. It could have been anything.
Absolutely. It was a completely unfair. It was a circumstance. It was an unfair circumstance, but it was something that was out of his control, and he knew that's why he wasn't taking it.
But I tell you what, he handled it beautifully. He did not get crazy. He got a bogey after that, but he fell out of the lead. He fought right back. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate that. Let's go out to Waylon in Washington. Waylon, you're on.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Gene.
Hey.
Hey, Gene should be a head coach, or some kind of coach. However, my father was talking to me, and he mentioned that he mentioned back in the 80s he won the Adios tournament up in Nemacolin. Oh, and you were very nice to him, and he mentioned that. But
he is very nice.
The thing is,
Gene has a remedy for that. We don't have time to give it to you right now, but take care of your throat, Waylon. Call us back when you get it together. Oh, my. 412-928-9370.
Couldn't continue.
That's the wrong number. I just gave the number to the radio station. 412-575-2600. That one threw me off. Let's go to Tony in the Hill District. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Hello, Bob. How you doing? Hi, Jane.
Hey.
I wanted to comment on see what you guys think about the Antonio Brown went on Twitter or whatever he went on and said, did he think, asking his fans, do he think that he should stay with the Steelers? Don't you think that's really? Hold on. Don't you think that's really arrogant of him? Don't you think that the organization should do something about that?
He's an attention seeker, and he wasn't getting any attention. He was left out of the.
Because he's known for doing that.
Well, he did it right in the middle of the Super Bowl. He's asking Steeler fans, "Do you want me back? Hey, retweet me if you want me back." Come on, that's a cry for help, in my view. Is it to you?
Narcissism.
Yeah.
I believe that's called. Yeah.
Seriously, he's got a bad case of it right now, the way things are going. I just, again, nothing surprises me. Let's go to Nunzio and Braddock. What's up, Nunzio?
Hi, gentlemen. Hope you're having a great night.
Yeah.
It's always fun with Gene Collier.
You got that right. I was reflecting on the fact that the cheaters tied the Steelers with 6 Super Bowls yesterday. I got mad. I got mad at the Steelers because they should have won at least 3 more during the last 10 years. They had the talent. The talent's always there, but they're not playing as a team. Credit that to no discipline. Such a shame.
Well,
they really sits by
they
and
missed their opportunity this year for sure because the AFC was winnable. I thought Kansas City, and I still think Kansas City next year is going to be the team that really is going to have the best chance of getting to where they need to go. But, I mean, New England always figures out a way, Gene. And again, for that, I respect that because that's hard to do. I know they're cheaters.
Yeah. Don't forget the Steelers beat the Patriots. They were pretty disciplined that night.
They were disciplined for the most part, too, against New Orleans. They went down there and should have won that game. Yeah. And had they done that, it's a whole different situation.
Oh, yeah. We're not talking like we're talking.
No. And I wonder what would have happened with Antonio Brown. The thing about Antonio Brown that's always head-scratching to me is that this happened after one of his best performances ever as a Steeler in that New Orleans game.
That's how upset he was at whatever slate he was taken with.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a break. We'll do it right here. Back with more on Pittsburgh CW.